Okay, good morning, everybody. Now we will see what to do with the BMC model that we saw in the last class. So, in the last class, what we saw was quite different. And now, what we will see is we will see a practical way of looking at it. So, how this BMC model works and what are the types of it is a separate unit by itself, and it takes more time to really get into that. We are not going to that part of it, but what we will see is how we can make a BMC a bit more interactive, BMC a bit more easy to understand. That's the idea. Okay. So the entire idea goes like that: how to make it as easy as possible and interactive as possible. But interaction is not possible since I'm alone here. Uh, Maybe we can have a class next time. This is the BMC model that we saw last time. The BMC model of Uber. Hmm. Let us quite some class and we had some time. But now what we will see is a BMC model which we will create for ourselves and how we go there and how we do that. So let us go into that of how to do this BMC model in a separate way. So now I want you to guess the business. Okay, these are the clues. Clue number one, clue number two, clue number three. Okay, what you see in the first photograph is multi cuisine. Second is, of course, so-called a great view of city, if you like cities. And the third one is what you can see. So what we're going to do and how we are going to do is just this. We're going to start a hotel business, and this entire class will go how we can make a BMC model applicable to a hotel. So a restaurant come hotel. I don't want to go too much into what is a restaurant, what is hotel, what is an inn, what is a motel, what is all those things. I leave it to you because you know it better than me. So, okay. So, the people who are in Tamil Nadu know all these three things. At least the two things people will know, or at least one thing for sure. Actually, these three things mean the same thing. Name of the hotel. Uh, Now he's actor Rajinikanth, quite a famous fellow in Tamil Nadu. So this temple structure is very unique and wonderful. This is Tiruvannamalai, and what you see there is the mountain is Tiruvannamalai in Tamil Nadu. In Tamil language, Malai means mountain. So I just had a love for this mountain, and just to be near this mountain, I worked in a college for around 5 years. But that is not just for this. It was a good college. The name is Escape Engineering College. It was my first work, and we continued there for 5 years. It's a wonderful experience there. And whenever I feel like it, I'll just come and sit near this mountain or climb the mountain at any time. So, name of the hotel. So, we are not 5 star. We're going 7 stars. So, 7 stars. Why? 7 stars because it's simply more than what we have. If you say five, then I say seven. If you say seven, I'll say 14. But that's not the idea. I'm not going into the Catalan technology way of looking at a hotel. What we mean by here and what we mean by this is we are trying to create a high class hotel. That is all. The name Annamalai is just to create some interest for me less than the audience. So this is the basic business canvas model that we see. So we're going to fill this all the columns one by one. Some columns may repeat, some columns may not. We have kept it in a very simple way so that you won't get confused or you should not get confused. That's the entire idea. We had it in a class with MBA students and almost presenting the same slide. So key resources. So what are the key resources in a business model? We got a human resource because we need people to work for us. We need employees. We need cooks. We need the high charge. Nowadays, every business model has digital marketing and other things also into that. Sometimes not necessarily that you should have all the key resources employed by you. There are people who will do that for you. Without an infrastructure, can we move an inch in this country or any country, especially when it's a star hotel? Because what can you do inside a star room, star hotel room? Just the basic activities of life, but there is certain aesthetics and pleasure involved in that. That is why people come there. Otherwise, they won't come there. They can hire a room and just decorate it a bit and keep, but it's a status photo. I had a man with me. I had a teacher who stayed with me in a hostel room, and he was having a golden watch, not fully gold, but gold plated whatever. And I was having a watch which was 125 rupees, but the watch was nice and good. And one day, because everybody was asking about my watch and nobody asked a question about his watch, he got a bit pissed off. And one day, just to provoke me a bit, he asked me, "Oh, so what's working?" I said, "Yes, fine." And he said, "See, my watch is several thousand rupees and it's showing the time well." I just looked at him and said, "See, whether you buy a watch for 125 rupees or 1 crore rupees, it should show the same time." So, time, how we manage the time, how we have the time, it's up to us. So, infrastructure wise, it is not just the buildings, but the interior of the how you put your brand on everything is very important. The pillow covers, the sanitizers, everywhere you see the brand. Next to this video, we will show you one video from a famous hotel and how they have improved their hotels in terms of Corona time. How they have moved up and still lived up to this. Without capital, nothing is possible. So I don't want to explain that. Utilities, exactly what we are speaking about. So when we say star hotel utility or any company utility, it is not just about the service and everything. You should put your brand in such a way that nobody else can compete with you in terms of the way you do that. Raw material for food, please consider food for everything. Okay, it can be food, it can be liquid, it can be whatever. So raw materials are raw materials because a certain aspect of hotel is always run by hotel by itself. People have chain of hotels and restaurants, so they do that. What are the activities that will happen in a hotel? Key activities. Yes, without these three things, nothing will happen. Put it together. Without lodging, boarding, and food service, can anything happen? These are key activities. There are many other activities also. For example, many hotels organize tourism also. Mostly they, you know, get a hired hand from some other tourist agencies, travel agencies, and they make a kind of combo offer. If you visit our hotel, we take it out. Um, because when you visit a country like India, when we have this many languages, we have different curfews in different states. Some states you are not supposed to go out night because the corona is high. In some place they have stopped this, and some states it's almost all open. So we need a local guide. But these are minor activities of a hotel. So basically, key activities will be lodging, boarding, and food service. There are people who work with them along for tourism and other things also. Who are the partners? Who can be our partners? Our partners, the most important partners that we wish to focus, the first two you know, so I don't want to go much into that. If you look at the partners, audit and legal partners, number two and four are quite important because without going through this kind of legal problems or things like that, we should be able to establish a system without any problem, because you build a hotel and everything and then somebody comes, this is a government land, this half feet is government land, or this is a private property which you're not supposed to put a wall on. Laws for different things. I heard, I don't know if it is true, but in Tiruvannamalai I heard they're planning a law that you cannot, or I don't know if that's a law, you cannot have a building which is above 3 feet, not 3 feet, 3 floors. What they're saying is, you cannot cover up the mountain. You cannot build a building which can cover the view of the mountain. It's a very sensible law. If it is already made, my appreciation. If it is yet to be made, please do that, because this is something we should do. In India, it is always a temple tourism, mostly temple, the culture, the people. That is what they want to see. They don't come to India to see the industries. They have enough of them everywhere on the planet. There should be certain laws of aesthetic which should be formed with the local help, and we should give them certain kinds of legal or financial assistance for the local people also, that they should understand, because of this place only we are coming, we cannot sit in the opposite side of the trunk and cut the tree. It should not happen like that. Opposite side of the branch. Somebody said in Mysore, at least within the few kilometers of the palace, they said the temple, the houses should look a bit like palace or palace made. It doesn't mean the grandeur, but at least the outside, certain painting and other things should be done like that. They said it. It never came to rule, but India, the biggest business in India is tourism. Private, government, everything you put together, it is tourism. So Indian government should be very careful in making this. Logistical partners are always there. Legal partners can really set us apart and say what to do and what not to do. So there can be no question over the legal partner. We should have them. Audit is very important, because where we move and how we move is very, very important, because all the large foundations, the groups and everybody, they always audit. That's for sure. They always audit, because only then they will move up and move down. Financial partners are quite different. We will see what are the difference between financial partners and financiers by themselves and producers. That can be a separate video. Value creation. There are many hotels. Why should they come to Annamalai Hotel? What is so new about this hotel? Or why this hotel? Why? That is the question. I'm adjusting the camera. So you can see the, yes, offers get people always. If you go to any exhibition of any ideal home, you go there and you see a TV and you want to buy a TV for quite some time, because the smart TV is coming and you're having all this broadband Wi-Fi. You're thinking about changing the TV and you see a TV. And you said, okay, what's the price? We'll say 30,000. But normal company price is 38. Now we are selling it for 30, and you can buy it. The moment you're thinking like this, oh, 8,000 less, and then he will say the offer is only for the next 2 days, because we'll close this, and after that you can't go to the showroom and buy. How many of you really validated this? How many of you really know what he says is true or not? Because the way he says the offer is only for the next 2 days, that is the one thing that will make you take your card and swipe it there if you're really desperate. So if you go for a top up, this is a common trick with all the mobile phone companies. They'll say if you put a top up, I saw this mobile. I'm still running on a mobile net only, hotspot only. I still don't have a proper net, broadband. So I wish to have account, Corona times account message. So what happened was, um, this happened. There's a broadband connection. There are 3 to 4 plans. They vary with speed, like 60 MB, 100 MB, whatever. And there's a plan for almost 700 rupees, and there is a plan for 1000 rupees. This both have the same data and same speed. I said, why is this 300 different? They said, we will give you 15 apps for free, like Hotstar, Disney, or whatever apps, Amazon Prime, Netflix. They have around 15 apps you will get for free. That's a combo offer and a good service. You can't resist this. 700 rupees, the same speed, 1000 rupees, the same speed. But 15 apps, if you literally want to pay for these 15 apps, it may cost you another 5,000 rupees or 3,000 rupees. But out of these 15 apps, you may not even use less than 2 3 apps on a regular basis. Today I was checking my laptop and there was one Disney Hotstar. I got it out of some mobile recharge, same company. Thank you, thank you. And I just saw this. I've just seen this, and I have not used it for a very long time. That's what happened to most of the apps. This is like this. This is New Year. And every time people make a New Year resolution, and after the year they will say, "No, we should not have broken the resolution." Combo offers are more like that. Whether you use all those 5 6 things or not, we don't know, but it tempts people. You can see memberships also like this for value creation. Many beauty parlors are having this value creation where they make people to go and do that. If you come to the same parlors or spas again and again, you get a discount because you have a membership. So the 300 service, 300 rupees service is 200 rupees or 250 rupees. The 50 rupees is your edge, but the 50 rupees for him is just a regular customer segment because the business should rotate and run. Without running, without rotating, there is no business. So offers are a very important aspect of any business. Repeated customers are the base of anything because how to get new customer is a very different ball game altogether. But if you lose your existing customer, then your business is just going for a closure unless you run a hotel in this highway where they drop all these buses which nobody in the planet can eat. What is his name? This fellow who is in surviving in Discovery Channel in different kind of. You should put him into the local Tamil Nadu highway hotels. I don't think he will lose that. Horrible. Some are good. I'm not saying. Hmm. Value proposition. So, value for money. Without value for money, will we do something? No. We all want value. So that is one aspect. Another aspect is how will you get this value? So I don't want to explain much about this, but one thing is the way of booking because when you book something online, you're not having any middle fellow in between, so you need not share the profit with somebody else. So a hot deal in a hotel deal is it's a very much possible thing today. So anybody can do that, anybody can get that. The other aspect, whatever you see, you can read and get it. So I don't want to go into something which you did get it already. Customer, but believe me, the customer segment is much more. It is not just that. I have seen this personally. I have seen this. I have done this also. If you're working, especially the third one is the most important thing because first two you may know. The third thing is very important because many organizations have constantly guests coming and going, coming and going. It can be industry, it can be a university. As a college teacher, I see a lot of guests coming to our college, and we have our own guest house, but invariably we overflow people visiting industries, companies for placements, and companies which come for training. Of course, guest lectures and other things also. So we constantly run. That can be managed. So how to get these organizations inside? Because once they are inside, they won't move out. We should make sure they don't move out. They move, that is it. They're not good, that's all. So this is very important that you do that. How to get the organization. Customer channels, the first two are easy and simple. The third one is very complex because which are the networks which you should focus today and not focus today is completely growing in a very different form altogether. The strategies for digital marketing are the key for tomorrow's business. The strategies or ways or learning it or doing it, whatever you add the words. The way the digital marketing is moving is very important because now you are willing to advertise on a YouTube channel which is run by a fellow like me. I just have a camera which is on a mobile phone, and I just have an earphone which is for 150 rupees or less than that. It just came with a mobile phone. So, value added offer. Okay. But if my channel hits 1 lakh customers, you are willing to pay me because you know 1 lakh people see me. So that is very important. Many YouTubers have YouTube reviews which are sold out because a resort invites a YouTube fellow and say you can stay here for free, you can eat whatever for free, you can go around the best rooms because they want them to show the best services, though, so they give them the best services. And if they have the number of people go up, then the customer segment hits something. You can see this. Many actors have gone to Maldives for honeymoon or full moon, no moon, whatever. The strategy is they have above, I think they said 5 million or billion followers in Instagram. They're giving a free ticket right from visiting Maldives to staying and going back. They need not send a penny. The idea is now Maldives purely runs on tourism. So they want the tourism to be up, which is understandable. So when a famous personality visits it and puts a photograph in the Instagram, that makes a hit. I think they themselves will arrange the best photographs also. So that problem is also solved. That's very important. The social networking site by itself is a topic. Reference our customers. Customer relationship. That's That is something we can never ever do it and forget it. Where does the money come from? The money comes from all these things. But one more thing is, as I said, somebody can advertise. You can advertise in some other channels. They can also advertise on you, on your hotel. So that is also important. There's a revenue stream in that way also. Okay, so agencies which partnership with you for tourism and travels and so on and everything, they are also there. So these are the aspects which we need to see about and know. So here now we have seen all these things. The most important thing is you can sit down and go to a local tea shop or a market and see how they work. And I wish you do something like this. This is very important that you do something like this. Personally, you sit down with somebody and do all these things because this can mean something else for us altogether. Okay? So thank you all, and we will see more aspects of BMC soon. We will see a visual media, I mean, a video or something like that also soon. Thank you.